In this video, let's take a look at how we can use multiple columns inside an in condition in DAX when we are trying to filter a table or maybe a column or maybe more than one column. So on the screen, I have a data model that contains only one table, which is products table, and it has 4 columns. So we have products key, brand, class, and color. Product key is a unique column and rest other 3 columns contain some duplicates. So let's create a new table and I'm going to use the filter function. So first of all, I'm going to write filter over the products table, and let's say I want to return all the rows from the products table where the product color is red. So I can write products color in red. And if I close filter and press enter, you can see that I return 99 rows and the only value that is visible inside the color column is of red. And let's click cancel. And let's say I want to create another filter. So I can write and products brand in Contoso. And let's close that. And if I click outside, you can see that now I only return 36 rows and the brand is only for Contoso and the color is only red. And similarly, I can add another AND condition. So I can write and products class in, let's say I go with regular, and let's close that. And if I click outside, you can see that now in the brand column, I'm getting Contoso. In the class column, I'm only seeing regular, and in the color column, I get red. But I can also extend this filter by writing more values inside that virtual table that I'm creating within the curly brackets. So I can write something like comma and blue. And if I click outside, you can see that now we return 43 rows, and in the color column I have blue and red visible, but for the brand I'm only seeing Contoso, and for the class I only get regular. And similarly, I can write another value inside the in condition for the brand. So I can write Fabricam, and for the class I can write something like economy. And if I click outside, you can see that this time we are returning 107 rows. So for the brand, we are getting Contoso and Fabricam. For the class, we get economy and regular. And for the color, we are getting blue and red. So that was a quick example of how you can nest multiple AND condition with in condition and produce a result by filtering a particular table. But let's say we want to retrieve only those rows which belong to the first value that I have inside each in condition. So what I mean by that is I want each row where the product is red and Contoso and also belongs to the regular class. And I also want that the product color should be blue and the brand should be Fabricam and the class should be economy and not regular. So right now you can see that if I select Contoso only, I get both economy and regular class, and in the color column I am getting blue and red. But what I want is for Contoso I should get regular and only red products. So how can we implement that logic? So first of all, let's remove the last two in AND conditions, and what we are going to do is let's reduce the in condition for the color, and let's say we wrap the red value inside our round brackets. So let's click outside of that, and you can see that that construct actually works. So if I filter the color column, you can see that we are only able to see the red products, and in the brand we have all the brands visible. So let's clear all the filters. And to be able to use multiple columns inside in condition, what we need to do is also use multiple columns before the in condition. So we can open the round bracket, and here I'm going to write products brand, and let's close the round bracket or the parentheses, and let's push down the red part to the next row so that the code is indented. And here I'm going to write comma and I'm going to write Contoso. And if I click outside of that, you can see that the code works and we are returning only 36 rows. So if I filter the brand column, you can see that I only get Contoso, and for the color I'm only getting red. And now I can add more values inside that in condition. So I need to write a comma and then open the bracket, and I'm going to write blue and Fabricam, and let's close that bracket. And if I click outside, if I select Fabricam only, you can see that the only color that is available is of blue. And in case if I select Contoso, I only get red products. And similarly, I can introduce the class column as well. So I can write products class, and after Contoso, I can write regular. And in Fabricam, I'm going to write economy. So if I click outside of that, and let's clear all the filters. So if I select Contoso and click on OK, you can see that for the class column, I'm only getting regular, and for the color, as expected, I only get red products. And if I go to the Fabricam, I get only economy and blue products. So to wrap up the video, what we can do is use a more realistic example. So what I have done is I have introduced a sales table in this data model, and I have created a relationship between the products table and the sales table based on the products key. So let me just increase the size, and you can see that there is an active relationship between the products table and the sales table. And what I want to do is simply identify the pairs of the color, brand and class that have the sales amount that is greater than the average of products, brand, color and class. And for that, what we can do is start with a variable. So I can write var sum products is equal to all products brand, products color and the products class. And then I can create a variable that will hold the average of all the values that we have extracted using the all. So I can write var products average is equal to average x over sum products. And then in the row context, I'm going to call the total sales measure, and let's close that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter the sum products variable. So let's write var limited products. I'm just renaming the variables as the name is coming in my mind. So I'm going to write filter sum products where the total sales is greater than the product average. So let's close that filter. And what we can do is create another variable var result is equal to, and let's indent the filter part. And what I'm going to do is instead of the curly bracket, I can simply write limited products, and let's return the result variable. So I can write return result. So let's click outside of that. So right now we are not able to see the result because we do not have the columns in the filter and as well as inside all in the same order. So you can see that first we have brand, then we have color, then we have class, and inside filter we are writing color, brand and class. So let's sort that problem. So I can copy and paste the part that I have inside the all function and then write it inside the filter. And if I try to click outside, you can see that we still do not get anything. So let's see the issue. So if I try to return the sum products variable, and if I click outside, you can see that we get brand, class and color. So maybe there is some bug with the way that Power BI is trying to return the columns in a definite order. So what we can do is instead of color, we can write class, and instead of class, we can write color. And if I click outside and try to return the result variable, you can see that we get 1600 rows, and these are brands that have the total sales that is greater than the product average. So that was all about how you can use multiple columns inside an in condition and use them to filter out a given table. And that was all for this video, and I will see you in the next one.